a lot of my projects are longitudinal and multifaceted. They take a lot of time, and they're done in partnership with others. But at the end of the day, it's really about creating processes that are ongoing. So what's on the drawing board now for me is to give life to and strengthen my foundation. I created my own artist foundation to serve as the present-day vehicle to engage communities in my participatory art, but also to be the place where that art lives through time. And building that foundation, building its board, trying to get resources to grow it has been something of incredible importance to me, something that happened after the pandemic. I decided that I needed to build a foundation in which to create and build my public art and social art practice. The second big thing on my drawing board is I'm being commissioned to create a bunch of public art pieces. Just today, I got another call from State of Florida Public Art Commission up in near the St. Augustine area. So in the work that I'm doing with public art, I'm trying to create another way of looking at public art that isn't just about the object or the structure that a percent for the art program mandates that a government entity commission artists to create. These are very competitive calls to artists where you submit some slides and you get selected as a finalist, and you make a proposal, and then you get a response that you won or lost that proposal. Well, in my art making as a public artist, I really want to respect and value the role of the public in the art. So a lot of my public art pieces have this interactive component. So I am looking at the work that I have done through time. A lot of the work I did with mangroves, or that I did with endangered species, or I did with flowers and pollinators, and integrating the different public art pieces that are connected to those into what I'm calling these realms of public participatory art around coastal reforestation, or around biodiversity, or around climate vulnerability. And I do believe that here, as I turn 60, it's a time to continue moving forward, but also trying to figure out what I've done in the past decades of my life that can be connected, how I can connect all those dots looking backwards and create ways of experiencing the art that I make. A third very big thing I'm doing is I am returning to Latin America to do work. This past year in June, I was in Cartagena speaking to the concrete industry. Concrete is the third largest polluter on the planet, trying to persuade them about the incentives that they have, not just for humanity and the love of their children, but economic, to pivot towards a sustainable way of creating concrete. In January, I'll be spending 2 weeks in Chile, invited by the Senate of Chile to do programming in Chile to talk about my practice, and trying to inspire the cultural sector in Chile to look at the environment as partners, and looking at the environmental sector in Chile to look at culture and artists as partners, as a way of communicating the science of climate to that community with such a large, that country with such a large expansive coastline. That's another aspect of my work. And I'm giving a lot of speeches and keynotes and engage in a lot of thought leadership. And I think at the end of the day, that's the most important thing I can do as an artist, because it allows me to distill a life of experiences and works and perceptions, explain how I channel that through the art that I make, and then hopefully inspire a new generation of individuals to look at their lived experiences and at the problems we're facing, and find inspiration for them to act and be the protagonists in addressing this issue. So I'll be speaking at the National Academy of Science and at Princeton in the next couple of weeks. I'll be doing the Green Critics Series at FIU. I'll be speaking in Chile. So there's all these speaking opportunities that I have. So between the creation of the foundation, a really important legacy building effort that's also doing science art academy programming in schools and all sorts of important community work. It's also helping preserve my legacy, between building that, between helping create a new way of understanding the role of public art and public art making in society, giving speeches and learning a thing or two about technology and artificial intelligence. I keep myself a little busy these days.